Okay, how would you guys like to learn how to play chess? This is actually called Chess Ultra, and I think you can buy it for like $5 or something. Chess games are always pretty cheap. So we're going to play a little chess game here, and I'm going to teach you how to play chess as I go. The front row are called pawns. They basically protect the back end. Now, when you first make your first move, you can jump two squares. After that, you can only do one square at a time, and you can only take an opponent sideways. You can't take an opponent from the front. So I always make a double move in front of the king if I'm first. He has moved a horse. When you move a horse, which is beside the rook, it always moves in an L, and you'll notice where the red spots are. It's telling you where you can move your horse. And if you notice, it's 1, 2, 3, and one to the left or right. A horse moves in an L pattern. Horses are pretty deadly if you know how to use them. See, he's trying to protect my next move. So he's moved his horse there, which means 1, 2, 3 in the left or right. Doesn't matter which direction we go, but it is an L. So if I move my pawn here, he's obviously going to take it, and I have nothing to protect it. Nothing at all. So really, my alternative is to move this pawn so I can protect this pawn. Chess is all about protecting your moves. And if you can double protect them, even better. Now, this horse can take this pawn. But if he does that, this pawn can take his horse. Now, each man has levels of power. And that is determined by you. Some people play really good with their pawns. Some people play really good with their horses. Some people play good with bishops, which go in the diagonal. This is on a black square, so it goes on a diagonal no matter how far. There's nothing in the way. You can't hop pieces, though. This bishop actually goes on the white squares. So I'm going to move this up one. And you see that stops this pawn from moving now. So now I'm going to move this up too, because remember, this horse could take it, but now this pawn is protecting it. So he decided to take that pawn with his horse. It's actually a really stupid move because this is on novice right now while I teach you guys this. So I'll take this pawn, go on my diagonal to take a piece. Horses are worth way more than pawns. So now we've got a double whammy here. This pawn can take this one. This pawn can take this one. So I'm going to move this one here because I can get the horse, and the horse can't touch me because it's in an L pattern. Now he took his queen, moved it all the way down. Queens move everywhere. And you'll notice the red marks are attacking my king. The king is the cross above it. That's his king over there. So I have to put a piece in front of it, or I have to move the actual king. So I can move this pawn up, and now I've blocked the queen from getting the king. So he's gotten gutsy. He's moved over here now. You see? He keeps moving to put me in check, is what that's called. Every time he can get my king with the next move, I'm in check. We're going to drop the horse over here. Remember the L pattern. And now that puts the horse in front of that. Now what we got here is he's going for a checkmate. That's what he's doing. Because this will protect the horse. He'll move his queen straight down. And then I can take it with that. So it won't be a checkmate. It'll just be an exchange of men is what that will be. So we're going to leave this here and see what he does. And I'm going to move this up. So he moved this here to do a checkmate to do a check on my king with his horse. See, the horse moves in an L pattern. That's pretty smart. I can't move my horse because the queen is protecting that, is what's going on. So I'm forced to move my king. I'll move it over here. And now he's moving stuff back here. A rook is on each end of the board. They look like castles. They move in straight lines all the way down, up and down. Again, we can't jump pieces, so keep that in mind. Bishops go in a triangle. Horses go in an L. Queens go everywhere. Kings move one space at a time. Once you understand which direction everything goes, you're trying to prevent his pieces from doing anything, is what you're doing. So, I don't like how he's boxing me in here. So I'm going to have to try and move some of this stuff aside. I want to give myself some room to move. Now his queen is under attack. He has to move it. His horse is protected by his queen, so I cannot take it with my king. I can take it with this, but then he may do a queen for queen. So I took it with my queen. His queen could have took me, but he chose not to. So I'm going to take my queen, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to take his queen. Nothing can touch me. So I did quite a bit of damage there is what I did. He's probably looking to take this pawn, but again, horse is moving an L. So this is protecting that pawn, as you can see. My queen is sitting in the middle of the board. When you put your mouse over your queen, in this game it shows you every which way you can go, which kind of helps you when you're learning how to play the game. Now, if I was to take the queen and take that pawn, he's got his rook there, which can move up and kill me. It would be a waste. A queen is a very powerful piece, being that it can move so many different directions. If I was to take this pawn, that king could then take me. So there's really nothing there that I can actually take. So I'm going to move this up to here. And he decided to take it. So basically it's bishop for bishop. Move my queen across, and now his bishop's gone. So as we sacrifice pieces, having more pieces gives you the advantage. Having less pieces does. Now, if you move a pawn all the way across the board, being that my pawns go up, black pawns go down, if you get them to the other end, you can exchange that for about any piece you want. So you can get another queen if you want, which makes you extremely deadly. So we have to keep an eye on that. We really do. That is not good. So we're going to move this up to threaten his bishop. He didn't move his bishop. What a fool he is. So we're going to take his bishop out. Remember, pawns will take a piece that's going crooked. Now he's got this pawn here, which is kind of dangerous. And we are going to take that pawn out by moving that horse in an L position. I had a feeling he was going to move that down, which is really kind of stupid. So he's putting me in check, which means the rook can take me because it goes up and down. But moving it right beside the king is really foolish. So I can go here, take out that, and that's the end of it. And again, this is on easy mode. So he's now moved his rook here to put me in check again. And again, you can put a piece in front of it, or you can choose to attack and kill. So for example, let's say I take this bishop, which moves in a crooked way, and put it in front of my king. Now he can no longer take it. He's decided to move up a pawn, is what he's done. Now if I was to take that pawn with my queen, this pawn could take me, because remember, it takes your pieces on a diagonal. So we have to keep that in mind. I'm going to take the queen, move it way down to the end. And he just took out my bishop, because obviously he feels that was worth it. Take your king, take out his rook. He's made himself a whole lot weaker. He should have left that rook in the back, because now the queen can just literally just take out pieces. And he has nothing he can protect us with. And when you're behind him, remember, the pawns can take in a crooked, but they can't go in a crooked backwards. So as long as you're behind him knocking off his pawns, there ain't nothing he can do. And he basically walked right in that. So now that pawn can go all the way to the end and basically become a queen. Okay? So let's see. I moved that down. I had a feeling he was going to move that there. He's slowly losing everything he's got. So now he's got no choice but to move his king. And that's pretty smart move of getting out of actual checkmate, because when I go down here, I can select I want a queen. So as you see, I now have two queens. So I'm going to move this down here. I'm going to kind of force him to go backwards. So the queens are protecting these rows. He has no choice but to go back. So now I move that queen down. You're forcing him to go backwards or sideways. Move it down. Now because these queens are together, they're protecting each other. There is nothing he can do. The inevitable is happening. And basically, by putting him down here, moving my two queens here, he basically gets checkmated. And that is a quick rundown on how you guys play chess. So go pick yourself up one at Steam for like $5 and go play some chess. Chess is really good to learn how to play. It teaches you all about strategy, staying 2 or 3 moves ahead. It really helps you when you get older, especially when you're trying to figure out things, because life is a strategy game pretty much. And you will be better at the game of life if you actually know how to play chess. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.